been given command of an advanced human warship for your missions. Is there anything you'd like to say about it?
I've had enough of your snide insinuations.
Keyless alive, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Nazo's Mass Effect Chronology. Today we are discussing two things. One is a short comic, the other is a full novel. I'm pretty excited for this one, particularly for the novel part. But let's get to the comic first. So the first one we're going to look at is Mass Effect Foundation, issue number 1. And in it, we get a little backstory for a particular character from the third game, in particular one of the DLC's characters, by the name of Rasa. She goes by a different name in the DLC, but it's sort of like a sort of start for her character. It takes place roughly 3 years after the First Contact War, so you know what to expect at least. It's a little after war, so. Next, we discuss Mass Effect Revelation, written by Drew Karpyshyn. And in this particular one, it's about in this particular book, he's Lieutenant David Anderson from the Mass Effect game trilogy, side character, but still very important and vital to the universe. Basically, we get kind of his origin story, in a sense, so when he mentions how he worked with a mission with Saren for his rite of passage to become a Spectre, this was the mission, the one that went south because of Saren sabotaging Anderson. And honestly, this book is really, really good. I can't praise it enough just how amazing this book is, because it gives a lot of extra depth to Saren, and believe it or not, it actually improves his character a great deal in the first game. It also introduced a character that didn't make her first live appearance until the third Mass Effect game, Kaylee Sanders, and sort of how she ended up meeting Anderson, and how they kind of sparked a bit of a romance. It also sort of sets the tone for the first Mass Effect game, and how a lot of the seeds for a lot of its big plot points are actually its foundation is kind of laid in this book. And I think this book is a very, very essential read. There's a lot of great characters, a lot of great story beats. I do wish it was a little more detailed as far as what the shielding and armors like. Obviously, you can play the games and get a generalization of what everything looks, sounds, and feels like, but it would have been nice to have a bit more of a description. But I can't fault Drew Karpyshyn for omitting it, because again, he was more focused on developing the novel's story and characters, which he does phenomenally well. So the plot line of this one is pretty simple. On the Alliance's colony world of Sidon, they are attacked by a gang of Blue Suns mercenaries. Anderson is part of a particular crew that goes in to investigate what happened, and they discover a couple of people are missing, in particular Kaylee Sanders and the project's lead, Dr. Shu Qian, and they discover that there's this whole sort of plot thread, and the whole thing is that the reason why they have to keep it under wraps from even the council, the Citadel Council, is because humanity was doing illegal research into artificial intelligence, which is restricted by Citadel conventions. So, because of that, they kind of have to ensure that Saren doesn't find out for a majority of the novel. Which, by the way, Saren, absolutely cold and ruthless character in this book. He has a motto in the book that I actually really think is cool. He's like, I never kill anyone without a reason. That was, one of his rules. The other rule is, I can always find a reason to kill someone. So, one other detail that I wanted to mention was the human ambassador at this point in history. This was before Udina, that backstabbing slime, was the human ambassador. And the particular ambassador is a woman by the name of Anita Goyle. She's already a little bit older than usual. Probably close to Udina's age, probably within her 50s, 60s. And I feel like we, as the fans, the human race, kind of got robbed because this particular character is, in my opinion, leagues more clever and more interesting than Udina. Ambassador Goyle, she does not take crap, especially not from the Citadel Council, and it's very refreshing to see a politician character that's actually quite interesting. Now, the obvious questions. What did I think of this book? It is fantastic, very well written, and very well done. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. Believe it or not, I think this one is extremely vital to the plot of the game because of just how much the book itself sets up for anybody who's just now starting to play the game and everything. Downside for those who are possibly looking forward to a hardback, sadly these do not come in hardback. I wish to God that they did, because they are incredible. But the paperbacks are pretty cheap, roughly about $7-8, I think. And if you don't have the time or patience to read a book, I've got even better news for you. The audiobooks, at least the first 3 by Drew Karpyshyn, are available free on Audible for reading or listening. So I would highly recommend you this. You may feel a little disoriented because the majority of the book, the guy reading it, David Kalachi, I think his name is, he calls Kaylee Sanders Kali Sanders, so that might be a little disorienting from those who have played the trilogy, so just keep that in mind. So quick little recap. What are my thoughts on Foundation Issue 1? It's fine, I guess, as far as an origin story for just kind of an okay character. And of course, Mass Effect Revelation is phenomenal. Well worth your time, especially if you're looking to get more into the story and the lore of the universe. Alright, I'll see you all in the next one. That's all for now.
That's all for now.